Alright, what's up, Dragon Brew? Today we're going to be doing something pretty fun. There's been a few versions of this running around, but basically it's spider cage or human cage, depending on how you look at it, because a lot of spiders happen to be humans. But it does allow us to play some sweet cards from Omen Path, including through the Omen Pass. So this should be a lot of fun. Starting with Zora, Spider Fancier, because, well, just putting counters on things is actually pretty sweet, and we have some fun interactions with those counters. Land Elves aren't really humans or spiders, but they do help our mana, so they're going to make the cut here. We have a Most Helpful Weaver, which does get us an extra token, which is good. It can put counters on something. We have a big +1/+1 counters theme you'll see going on. And then we can give something double strike. Collector's Cage, obviously we get to put counters on stuff, and then hopefully get to play one of our big things for cheap. And Sheltered by Ghosts, just for some removal. Kraza, the Swarm as 1. This could give us haste, but honestly, getting +1/+1s isn't terrible in here. Also get to play with Kryn, Undercity Dreamer, which is a Miles Morales card. But this is actually super fun because not only do we get to put the counters, if we have out through the Omen Pass, we could actually play the backside, which then allows us to attack and double all the counters on our stuff. So this is actually pretty cool. We have some Intrepid Paleontologist to help with our multicolor mana and give us a little bit of resistance against the graveyardy stuff. We could be playing 4 of those, but I'm trying 1 Torgal, a Fine Hound, just because this can again put counters on all of our humans. And Pakal, this is a human that loves having counters on it to get us extra gnomes, so we'll see how this works. And then Gloria the Great Armor also lets us put +1/+1 counters on attacking creatures and gives us a way to technically draw cards, which is actually pretty cool. And then the usual suspects of Ouroboros, because this card's just fantastic, especially if you're doing +1/+1 counters. We have Elspeth, which is the best +1/+1 counter card, right? Gives everything flying. But as a backup plan, we can get any of those cards, Boroid, Elspeth, or Scion of the Ur Spiders. We played this in a whole separate deck, and this card was great. So we can get that off of the Collector's Cage, or even the Through the Omen Pass, which can then help us go find one of these other cards. So yeah, lots of cool stuff going on here. Of course, we have all kinds of multi-lands, which should make it easy. But if you already have some version of this deck from any previous things, this should be an easiest one to build. And there'll be a link that takes you over to Moxfield, our channel sponsor. So go check that out if you want to download it. But also, if you want to buy this or anything else, or just deck out your commander decks, check out Tales of Adventure. It's TOAMagic.com. You can use my code DRAGON, DRAGN, and save yourself 5% on everything you get magic-wise over on their site. For now, though, let's go see if these humans and spiders do well with this cage. Okay, we have multi-lands. We've got green mana. Yeah, we got to keep this. Now, Zora doesn't do much, obviously, with our Land Elves and Intrepid Paleontologists. We know that, but it's okay. It's okay. We do gain a life, so that's good enough. We'll still take that. Now, if we can get an untapped land, maybe. Oh, are they doing the same thing we're doing? That'd be a little weird, but possible. Maybe I was supposed to get rid of Torgal and then play a Llanowar Elf there. That feels smarter, actually. I might have goofed up. Because I'm not really doing anything on this turn otherwise, so that could have been a mistake. Especially if they didn't have any other land, and I could have kept them off mana this turn. Yeah, that was a bad move. Okay. If we play Collector's Cage. Well, let's just play the cage and see what we get. Whoa. Tap that for white, actually. Let's Control Z. Get out of that. Alright, here we go. Let's get white. And I'm probably just going to play the land, take 2. Gloria's not bad. Alright. Pay 2 life. Put the counter on you. Play this. Put a shelter on this one since it's attacking. Get rid of Torgal. Actually, we're not even attacking. Oh, wait, no. I attack and get to put a +1/+1 counter. Never mind. Alright. Nice. What a way to waste a card. It's all good, though. Kind of trying to recover from my turn 3 mistake. I mean, now if they shelter to get back the thing, I mean, that's fine. I think we have other stuff going on. Alana and Elena, sure. Why not? Another cage, huh? Alright. Let's see what we can do with this. Anna-Bakal's not bad. Though Kryn is better. So we get to double some counters. Alright, let's get this. Let's put this on you. Play this. Play the backside. And then we can put a counter on this and attack. That's kind of crazy. There's a lot happening here right now. And then attack. Oh, yeah, this has haste, too. Duh. And then I guess we'll put a counter on... Gosh, I don't even know. All kinds of things are here. That's already going to get double. Sure. Why not? I mean, it's all lethal, I guess. You got to block the 8. Yeah. All right, fair enough. Or a Boroid we don't need. Okay, we'll take that. This isn't a good example of things that can happen here, though, because we don't have to hit the really big cards to win, right? It would have been nice if we hit an Omen Path or an Elspeth or something, obviously. But here, even getting Kryn of the Spider Brood is just like, okay, we already have 3 things with counters. We're going to get to put another counter. We attack, and we're attacking with a bunch of, like, 5 power plus things. And that's almost as good, truthfully, in most game states. Ooh, this is a little tough, though. I think we have to mulligan this. 2 lands with a whole bunch of things that cost 4+. Don't think we could pull that off. This feels a lot better, though. I can't really play Zora here. We're going to keep it. And sadly, I think Zora's going to go away. Wish that weren't the case. Of course, I'll draw... I mean, I guess I could have kept it and played Zora with this, but nah. Oh, I would have really liked another land there. Because the truth is, I want to play Paleontology. I guess we're just going to do it anyway. They'll probably kill it playing red, but if they do, they do. Oh, they're not going to. Well, that's nice of them. Well, now things change significantly. Can we... We could just play this and do nothing, but I think this is the better play against the red deck, right? Cut off their mana, attack for 3, gain some life. Really would have liked to have drawn a land, but... You know, this ain't the worst thing. Oh, so they're for real just doing dragons. Oh, that's something to know. Okay. Let's go here. Try to make things a little harder to kill. Well, here comes a dragon of some variety. Sarkhan and... Yep, that'll work. Boost up Sarkhan. Gross. Alright. Gotta do what we can and then hope we can get something off the collector's cage. I think it's just where we're at now. No attacks. Got stuck on land here. This hurts. This hurts a lot. The only thing that was good was they didn't have a removal spell for our Paleontologist somehow. Which sounds crazy, but we're going to take at least 8 here, right? Yeah, get in there with the flyers. Hell, they're soon to be making regular dragons. This just has to get to 6. Ugh. Alright, well, we're just going to cage it up and hope. Don't know what else we can do here. Man, Ouroboros very tempting. But next turn, we're taking 9 and 5. That's 15 minimum. I don't know if we could survive that. I almost want to get through the Omen Pass and dig. Sorry, opponent. This is going to take a second. I mean, if we take Shelter, what do we take? Like, we take the Terror of the Peaks. But then we lose kind of any future value. But we have another cage. I mean, I guess we take Shelter. Right? Just put that here. Oh, this doesn't work. We have to put it on the Paleontologist. Oh, that kind of wrecks our plan a little bit. Alright. Well, that's unfortunate. Put this here, though. There's an off chance we'll get a land. And we could play that off the top. And then if we were to get Scion, we'd be able to almost win. So that's kind of cool. Sweet. Great. We're doing a lot with just 2 lands. So I can't be that upset. We probably aren't going to be able to block Sarkhan anyway. Even if we can, I think it's worth it to still attack and gain the life here. Actually, also, if I attack for enough. 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we just do this. Put the counter here. Alright, opponent's at 6. We go to 20-some, right? One of these has to be a land. Okay. Well, they were both lands, as it turns out. We have red, green. I'll take this and put it on human. Because that makes the most sense. And then now we can almost play Scions of the Earth Spider with any land we draw. I think. So that's pretty good. Incinerator. Flying and trample. When this deals combat damage to a player, you collect evidence. Do each creature. When you do this, creature deals X damage to each creature and planeswalker that player controls. Alright, well. Good news is they're blocking with everything here. Flying, trample, first strike, lifelink, haste. But it only applies to these guys. So yeah, we'll see what the opponent does here. The other bad part is, we do know there's an Omen Path already at the bottom. However, we found a Shelter. That's actually really good. Never mind. Wow, what do we do here? We just take the Incinerator? Actually, let's do this first. Let's see what we find. I think I will put an Ouroboros under there. That gives us a couple of options to think about. We can make our creatures big enough. Deals... Collect evidence. 5. So they could deal 5 to everything and kill our stuff. We don't like that. So let's go ahead and just juice this. Get rid of this. Again, they can sack it to their predator. That's fine. We don't really care. They opted not to tap, which makes a lot of sense. So no attacks there. Alright, now we're in at least okay shape for the time being. Not great, because they are making free dragons here. Right now we're set up to take 12, 17. Ooh, the other side of you does not help. So this might just be play Spider, which does have reach, mind you. So that's real. And then we might in 2 turns. Oh, actually, here's what we can do. We can put the counter here. Get ourselves an Ouroboros. Then, since we're not attacking anyway here, I'm just going to tap the Paleontologist to put a counter on the Ouroboros. And then just grow everything bigger now. And then we might just be big enough to win next turn. whether we get Scion of the Earth Spider or not. Yeah, that's not going to... I mean, that is a blocker. I won't say it does nothing. It is a real thing. But we can have our creatures all being +7+ next turn. Potentially. Put a counter here. Becomes a spider. So everything gets +5. We can make it 6/7, or we could put counters here and here. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Trying to think how they would block, but I don't even know if it matters when our creatures are that big. So I'm just gonna... We're just gonna go full juice here. And just say, our things are gigantic. Do what you're gonna do. We're gonna get enough life that it's fine. Counter on whatever the smallest thing is. You, I guess. Yep, that also blocks. I mean, they can get back Incinerator, but now we don't really care. Everything's big enough now. I mean, they're playing here. I don't even know if they can afford to double block, right? You put... That's what I was thinking. Like, that's the best double block. And then you put 1, 1, 1, and 1. Get back your 7/7. I don't even know if that does enough. Imagine, we did so much of this with almost no mana, which is crazy. We still only have 3 lands on the battlefield. Credit to the opponent, though. Just going old school like Rakdos Dragons. Just doing it up. I mean, everything's a must block, so we know that. Like, that's a given. Sure. So we get rid of all their stuff. They get a 7/7 back. And we only lose 1 creature? Yeah, we're down. Like, won't catch me arguing. Sure. 15 kills both those, obviously. You can totally have that guy back. Yeah, now all our creatures are just monumentally big. And the opponent's just in perpetual must-block mode now. And we're at 52. So we're not even worried about them trying to race us here. Yep. That's the thing that counts. I mean, if we get an untapped land, then we just drop the Scion and attack with these 2, and then... I guess that's actually not the worst thing, because then they could block, sack 1, and they're just sacking the new thing. They're not getting ahead, but that's actually still pretty good for them. So if we get a land, we're probably better off playing Anapakal, putting a counter on it. I think the opponent's trying to figure out, like, what does the board look like if they don't attack here? But with them being at 6, they're kind of a little limited on what they can do. This is also going to give something double strike. Wow, that's an aggressive attack. I think that's their way of just giving up. Yeah, sure. I mean, we're not even going to go below 20 here. I mean, I guess you remove everything. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That gets rid of a spider. Yeah, that's not really going to do it either. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, our creatures were just too big. Incinerator generally would be pretty sweet, but... yeah, that's going to do it. Man, that was a long game for us to only see 3 land. Well, technically, we got the 4th one on the last turn where it didn't matter, but... somehow, we got there. Opponent didn't miss a land drop, I don't think. Maybe once. And we still got the job done, so we will be happy. Paleontologists earned their keep. Okay. We could play Weaver, Glory. Okay, sure. We'll try. We'll try. I mean, this is a reasonable start. We even have double green access already, so that's kind of cool. Let's play us a spider. Iron Crag. Hushwood Verge. Play this. Play this. Go ahead and attack. We'll... Actually, I messed up. If you're in this scenario, you need to play this post-combat. Because, there you go. We just lost a card we could have potentially used. And that would have been the right card to have a Collector's Cage, even. Next turn. Sure, shoot the sheriff. It's gone. Tragic Trajectory. Sure, it's gone. Gonna go Ouroboroi. How many more kill spells you got? Now, as it turns out, we didn't get hammered that much going that route. You've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to be looking at probably a Planeswalker next turn. All right. So I guess we do this. And we'll just see. Because at least here you can only kill one thing. If it is, in fact, the Planeswalker with nothing else to back it up. Oh, is that it? Wild. Okay. I was assuming there was going to be an Ugin that turn. And just figured, okay, if we get this down, then they Ugin one of these away. The other one gets in. It's possible they could have Ugin and then played a 1-mana thing that would have got rid of both. Then I guess we're just doing some weird Elspeth shenanigans or whatever. But, it's weird, but we'll take those. Let's keep it. I will say this is a little interesting because Kraza's really good to have early, but we also kind of want to play Paleontologist. So let's see what the opponent does here. Nothing. Interesting. So we for sure play... I don't even know if it's a for sure thing, actually. Maybe we go Animpakal. Alright. And just see what's up. Alright. Let's see what's going on. Wow, they have a lot of stuff happening there. Okay, so what are we looking to do? They're trying to ramp. I'm trying to figure out like how this backfires on us. So we play this. We play Kraza. Kraza gets a counter. We probably put another counter on it. If we attack once here, we're trading with Fenrir. That's gross, but probably correct. All right. I mean, we could also just do this and then just replay an Animpakal, right? Yeah, that's fine. And then protect ourselves in case something crazy happens. Yep. I thought something like that might go down, which is why I was being patient. Not sure why they're playing all that rampant creatures in Day of Judgment. I mean, I guess this could be like a weird Yuna pile. Nope. Yeah, I have zero clue what the opponent's doing here. I'm not going to focus too hard trying to figure it out, though. Let's go here. Oh, actually, I messed up. That other little guy counts as a spider. It could have come in with an extra counter on it. Hopefully that doesn't harm us. Yeah, I don't even know what the opponent's deck is. This is weird. But yeah, sure, I'll take 6. I got no clue what's happening right now. Man, I don't know. This can have a counter, I guess. Do this. I can get rid of this. Probably do a whole lot of nothing here. As per origin, sure. Yep, you got it. Yeah, I totally didn't see this coming. So I played around the wrong cards, let me tell you. Leaving a consult the star charts on top. Neat. So if I attack with 7, we have double strike. So we could kill 5, 6, 7, and then just not die. So they don't even have a good block here, even if they just block with everything. Oh, no. Yeah, because then they'd only be dealing 4 back. Yeah, sure. So we just attack with this. Yeah, I was going to say, unless I just did my math wrong, but that makes sense. I mean, obviously going to go looking for a board sweeper here. Looking at 9 cards. So I'm pretty sure you just get another Day of Judgment. And then they win this one, right? Had to be what happened here. Because then they just get this guy back. Okay, that's not quite it. That's not quite it. That is really good for them. But not as bad as it could have been for us. Ooh, Collector's Cage. Let's see what the cage has, friends. Oh, do you have a counter? Boo. Alright, we'll just make another guy then. It enters with a counter, we'll put another counter on it. Why not? No attacks. Alright, all your stuff's bigger for a turn. And a Yuna. You don't have anything big? Just another Overlord, that's fine. It's kind of a whatever sort of situation. What is that? 16? Yeah, no blocks. I mean, the opponent got this one. They just outdrew us. Sometimes you just have to say, hey, you drew your cards, you drew your cards. You got the win. Didn't quite... I was just short all the way of getting that onto the battlefield. And, yeah, we're just dead. All right, GG's. Good job. This is probably the most aggressive hand we've had to start with. We'll see how this ends up. Oh, nice. Let's go here. Interesting. I don't know if this means you don't have a counter or not. Huh. I don't think we resolve... Oh, never mind. There's a stock up. I was about to say I don't think we resolve whatever we play next turn, but now that's totally not true. So now the question is just, do we want to get Ouroboros first or race out an Anam Pakal? Tempted to say Anam Pakal here. Yeah, let's do that. Put this on white, I guess. Why are you doing that? Just let me take damage, Arena. It's okay. I promise. And then let's go attacking. Alright. Let's see what they got. I'd be curious what they took here. I feel like they might have been looking for another color or something. Oh. This is just a weird slow mill deck? Yeah, sure, I guess. Like, you got it, fam? Yeah, everybody might as well attack, huh? Block and kill a 2/2. Sure. I'm sure they're going to play another Unable to Scream on our Ouroboros, but that's fine. Oh, they didn't even have that. So this gets interesting, because now I feel like this is one of those things where we play like Aetherize and pick up our board or something. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, let me attempt to cast a new Anipakal, I think. See if they counter something. Because if they do, then we just all in attack. Because then we're not worried about the Aetherize or whatever. Sure. Probably going to pick up the Ouroborite, aren't you? If you didn't turn it off. Nope. They're just going to let that happen. Opponent's just saying GG's. Nah, I'm not buying it. I'm going to attack with these. Sure. You also gain life for each of those little gnomes, which is cool. See, I told y'all. I told y'all. That's how you know. Like, so many players, like, y'all try to be slick on here and be like, GG's, I guess the game's over. And then you're going to try to play a spell. Us OGs, we've been around. We've seen all the tricks, y'all. That ain't even a thing. Like, y'all think y'all are being slick. Y'all ain't doing nothing. But see, now I don't have to do all that. Because Ouroborite's just triggering. I can just do whatever. I can take my time now. So they're trying to hide behind Aetherizes and stuff. Like, nah. We ain't doing all that. And honestly, I'm not even joking. I see that tried on here what feels like at least 3-4 times, at least 3 times a week. I won't say 4, 2 or 3 times a week I see it. And it's just dumb. See? Honestly, now had we attacked with everything, they still wouldn't have killed us. We would have had to rebuild our board over 2 turns. But we're fine. Yeah, there you go. And let me say this. That's not a bad trick. I mean, you want to play head games and let your opponent think you don't have anything or whatever? Cool. But when your opponent doesn't bite, you look very silly. That's all I'm saying. Not saying you shouldn't ever do it. Sometimes it might be your only way out. And in this case, maybe that was the only way they were potentially going to win. But, yeah, just look silly when somebody calls your bluff. This is probably bad, but I'm going to keep it just because we have mana in all of our colors, and we'll just see what the hell happens. I mean, if they have the burn spells to get rid of our elves, we can at least buy some time to make other stuff happen. Okay, let's go here to play this. We're just going to put a +1/+1 counter, I think. Because there's not really much reason to attack under the circumstances. Totally will block. Obviously they have something or they wouldn't be attacking. Oh. Really? Really? Well, that just goes to show what I know. That's a whole weird situation. Counter. What the hell happened? Some days the ladder is weird. I'm still processing what really happened here. I also just realized that Kryn is not a spider on the front side. He's just a human citizen hero. Which kind of makes sense because it's supposed to represent Miles Morales. But he actually doesn't get the bonus of having right. Because I was sitting there wondering, like, why don't I have another counter? And it's because Krauza only help spiders. That's interesting. I mean, the backside obviously is still a spider. It's fine. I'm still going to play the card because of the +1/+1 counters. But yeah, I don't know what the opponent thought they were doing attacking there. And yeah, weird. Again, you just take those wins. They're just not pretty. But I guess you put a mark in the win column, it still counts. Oof. Damn. Yeah, we'll keep it. I mean, we have a creature technically and 2 removal spells, and if we get a 3rd land, we could play Anima. We won't be able to cast Ouroboros, though, which is the real problem. Oh, now... that hurts. Alright, I'm going to play as though I don't need this. We're going for it. Even though I know this elf's going to die. Because they're playing against mono red, and they... Even though they mulligan down, they very likely kept a burn spell. We're not blocking. Are you pumping? No. That's bad for us. Yep, elf's not making it. It's okay, though. It wasn't really part of our main plan. So it's sort of a good thing that happened the way it did. Alright, we go 2-1 creature here. Hopefully they can't kill this one. Otherwise, we need to draw a red or a white. Untap land. Yep, we're not blocking Hired Claw. Now they're pumping. Okay, so now they're out of fuel. Also, do you ever think, like, you don't really feel bad for the mono red decks being in the situations they are when weird stuff happens? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Here comes a life linker. Or a life gainer, not a life linker. Alright, sharpshooter, I see you. We'll take some damage from old Higher Claw one more time. Yeah, still not blocking. Okay, well. We'll just do this the hard way, I guess. No attacks. Though I did have double strike. Wasn't going to be quite enough to kill a sharpshooter. Okay, so now we're in a weird spot. Let's put this on white. Actually, yeah, I don't really have a choice. It's got to be white or red. Now, what happens if we attack here? We just make a 1-1? I'm going to do it anyway. Because we get a point of life. I mean, if it's something that just lets you pump your creature and block, then, like, so be it. Whatever. Alright. We're in good shape now. Now we're rocking and rolling. Yeah, that doesn't do nearly enough. Oh, wait, no, actually it does. You get some plus on one. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we can still block enough to not die, so it's cool. Yeah, sure. And we're just going to get the life back as we start attacking. So, a little bit goofy. Sure. Get rid of you. And then, yeah, we're just attacking, right? We're going to gain enough to not care too much. I mean, I guess if they get another Song of Totentans. Or I guess they... Oh, I should have left something back because they could draw... Well, no, we're at 12 now. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what to say here, y'all. We got to see everything in action, really, except for 2 of our big cards. The Scions of the Earth Spiders and Through the Omen Path. Though, I still think they're worthwhile because if you get Through the Omen Path and just get into a Boroid or an Elspeth or whatever, like, you can just win. So, that's reasonable. There is a world, though, where if you want to cut 1 Omen Path, which I think is fair, to play 1 extra Elspeth, I think that could be a good inclusion if you want to do that, so we can make that change. But otherwise, I don't know if I would change too much. Like, everything just kind of worked. We did learn some things, though, right? Where playing Animpakal with Zora can get you a lot of extra life. Playing Kraza with Kryn means Kryn doesn't actually get the extra +1/+1 on the front side. But we did see how powerful things can be with the cage, right? Where you're getting to play like the backside of Kryn, and then you attack and everything just gets to double their counters, right? When you're putting counters from Zora, and already from the Collector's Cage, and from the Spider, Most Helpful Weaver, and from Kraza, and from Kryn, right? There's a bunch of +1/+1s happening up to that point. So yeah, overall, really cool deck. I think this was a lot of fun. If you're still wanting to try out some of the Spider stuff, if you're wanting to play with Collector's Cage, This is like really more of, I would say, a humans collector's cage deck. So we'll call it, I guess, Naya Human Spider Cage. I don't know. But either way, links in the description. Go over to Moxfield, check it out. Don't forget to use my code over at Tales of Adventure. Save yourself some money. Become a member if you want to be part of our wheel. We'll start doing those next week. Don't forget to leave a comment so you can be eligible for next week's drawing. Otherwise, that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.